At the beginning of the story, a group of divers is shown searching inside a sunken ship deep under the ocean. They discover a box and send it up to their team. When the box is opened, it is filled with extremely valuable items worth millions. However, their boss, Walter, is not satisfied. From underwater, he instructs his teammate James, a former army agent, to find a specific item they came for. Risking his life, James ventures deeper into a dangerous part of the wreck and eventually finds a small vault that Walter truly wants.
James.
Still one last gap to check. You will now.
Bring it up.
He brings it back up and Walter is finally pleased. Before they can celebrate, the Spanish Navy arrives as they are operating in waters under Spain's jurisdiction. The Navy confiscates everything. Walter later fights the case in international court but loses.
The sole property of the Spanish crown.
Meanwhile, at University of Cambridge, a highly gifted engineering student named Tom is introduced. He is exceptionally talented, and major oil companies want to recruit him, but he has no interest in working for them.
There's a $400,000 starting salary.
Shares in the company.
Team working under you.
You never got back to me.
That same evening, he meets his father for dinner, who encourages him to take a job at a reputable company. Tom declines. During dinner, he receives a message from an unknown number telling him to wipe the sauce off his shirt and follow instructions, clearly indicating that someone is watching him. He excuses himself, and as he leaves, a restaurant staff member hands him his jacket. Inside the pocket, he finds an old coin and a card that reads, "Before you sell your life to a company, come meet me at the art gallery." Tom goes to the gallery, holding the coin. There, a woman named Lorraine approaches him and introduces him to Walter, the same man whose treasure was seized by the Spanish government. Walter asks Tom to help him open a highly secure vault built 80 years ago, one that no one has ever managed to crack. Tom initially refuses, saying he is an engineer, not a thief.
We break into the vault of the most secure location.
I'm an engineer.
Thieves want to rob a bank today. I need your mind.
Walter insists that he is not a thief either, but the owner of a major company that recovers shipwrecks. He explains that Spain seized a massive treasure they had discovered, and now he wants Tom's help to break into the legendary vault present in the Bank of Spain, often called the Impossible Machine, because no one has ever been able to open it. Tom eventually agrees and travels to Spain, where he meets Walter's team. Although James doubts Tom because of his young age, Walter trusts him due to his past achievements, as he had already solved highly complex engineering problems for major Gulf oil companies during his student years. Walter then reveals his plan. Inside the vault, there are 3 priceless coins that hold the coordinates to a hidden location containing a vast treasure belonging to the explorer Sir Francis Drake. In fact, the box they recovered earlier from the ocean, the one that made Walter so happy, contained one of those coins. The team begins by hacking into all the bank's cameras and surveillance systems. They quickly realize that every corner of the bank is covered with CCTV cameras and highly sensitive sensors that can detect even the slightest movement. If an alarm is triggered, the entire army could be deployed within minutes, so reaching the vault and opening it is clearly not going to be easy. As they gather more information, they learn that opening the vault requires not only 2 keys, but also the fingerprints of the chief security officer. This task is assigned to Lorraine, who is highly skilled with sleight of hand. The team also has a sketch drawn in 1944 by a former employee who briefly managed to reach the vault. Along with it, they possess another mysterious sketch, whose purpose remains unknown. To reach the vault, they must cross a bridge inside the structure. The city is filled with underground tunnels, so they plan to enter the bank from below. However, even if they manage to reach the vault, opening it remains nearly impossible, as no one has ever succeeded before. This responsibility falls on Tom. When asked if he can open the vault, Tom says he needs to see it first.
See the actual vault?
Not till tomorrow.
At that moment, they do not have access to the camera positioned in front of the vault. He is also told that once the vault is opened, its emergency mechanism must be shut down. If it closes again without being disabled, no one inside will ever make it out. Tom explains that he must fully understand the vault's mechanism before attempting anything. They decide to scan the vault using a magnetometer, but to do that, they must enter the bank. James cannot go inside because the cameras are equipped with facial recognition connected to Interpol, and his past as a British Army agent would expose him instantly. Tom volunteers to go instead. James is hesitant because the mission is extremely risky, but Walter agrees and decides that James will still accompany them.
Going in now is the risk.
I can do it.
Tom will do it.
Since they already have control over the bank's phone systems, they call the cleaning staff using the bank's number and inform them not to come the next day, claiming it is their day off. At the same time, the FIFA World Cup is taking place, with Spain playing. The entire city is out on the streets watching the match, creating loud noise and chaos. The team plans to use this distraction to carry out the heist. The next day, Tom and one of his teammates enter the bank disguised as cleaning staff. Meanwhile, Lorraine enters as an insurance agent, assigned to inspect a valuable painting in the chairman's office. The head of security, Gustavo, approaches her and asks what is inside her bag. She replies that it contains scanning devices. At that moment, the chairman's assistant arrives. Lorraine hands her coffee mug to the security officer while greeting the assistant. As a result, Gustavo's fingerprints are left on the mug, which is exactly what the team needs to open the vault. At the same time, Tom's partner heads toward the server room, where he must attach a device to the servers at any cost. Once connected, it will give them complete control over every camera and system inside the bank. The security officer monitors everything on a massive screen, keeping an eye on every corner of the bank. However, each camera feed switches every 90 seconds, and within that brief window, Tom's partner manages to reach the server room. There, he connects a hacking device to the main server, giving their hacker complete control over the bank's entire system. At the same time, Lorraine enters the chairman's office and begins scanning a valuable painting. She soon finds an opportunity to access a safe that contains the first key. She opens it and scans the key just in time as the chairman arrives moments later, unaware of what has just happened. Now, she must scan the second key as well, and she manages to do that just as smoothly. Meanwhile, Tom reaches the conference room where a large table sits directly above the vault. He goes underneath the table and installs his device, initiating a scan of the vault. Just then, several officers enter the room for a meeting. Before the scan can finish, it stops. To restart it, they need to deliver an electric shock, but doing so risks triggering the fire alarm. With no other option, their hacker sends a powerful surge. The security officer immediately locks down the entire building, and everyone inside is evacuated. Despite the chaos, the team now has a complete scan of the bank. They discover a critical detail. Above the vault is a mechanism that, once triggered, will flood the area with water, causing the entire vault to sink into an underground chamber from which no one can escape.
Rock, and then this part, water. It's a tank of water, the soft part.
The biggest mystery is how this mechanism is triggered, since the vault was built long before modern technology like lasers or advanced automation existed. Tom studies an old sketch that the team had assumed depicted a warrior. He realizes it is actually an image of Lady Justice. As he completes the sketch, he understands the truth. If there is even the slightest change in weight inside the vault, the mechanism will activate automatically, delivering what he calls its own form of justice, meaning certain death for anyone inside.
Lady Justice. If there's the slightest change of weight in the vault.
The next day, James and a teammate travel through underground tunnels and reach the mechanism, which turns out to be a massive weighing system. Any disturbance in weight will trigger the flooding system above, confirming Tom's theory. They also notice that the walls are made of titanium and other highly specialized materials, making it impossible to break through or dig tunnels into the vault.
We're fucked. Kid was right. It is a scale.
When Walter learns this, he becomes discouraged, as it seems there is no way left to access the vault. He goes up to the building's rooftop and notices a large screen in front of the bank where a football match is being broadcast. The FIFA World Cup is going on, and Spain is playing. He also observes that all the bank's cameras are focused on the crowd outside, capturing the excitement of the match. Walter makes a crucial decision. Instead of entering the bank from underground, the team will break in from above on the day of the FIFA World Cup final.
We can't break in from below, but we can break in from above.
Because there's too much exposure from the CCTV cameras.
Plays its World Cup games.
However, Tom is still struggling to figure out how to disable the vault's mechanism. Troubled, he goes to a bar, where he notices a bartender using liquid nitrogen. This sparks an idea. He quickly returns and explains his plan to the team. They will use nitrogen to freeze the massive weighing system beneath the vault. By doing this, even if there is movement or a shift in weight inside the vault, the mechanism will not activate.
Watch this.
The weight didn't register.
It was always frozen, James, but yes, I've tripped the scale.
The next day, the World Cup final takes place, with Spain playing. Outside the Bank of Spain, a massive crowd gathers in front of a giant screen. The entire country is on holiday, as it is a significant day for Spain. The bank is completely sealed, but inside, the team is ready to execute the heist. James, Lorraine, and Tom enter the bank from the rooftop.
30 seconds.
The head of security watches the CCTV screens, unaware that the footage he is seeing is actually a loop. He has no idea what is really happening inside the bank. The trio reaches a bridge that leads to the vault. Using a ladder, they climb to the other side. As James climbs, he nearly falls, which could have triggered the alarm, but the others manage to pull him up just in time. Their hacker then unlocks the final door, and they finally reach the vault, a place no one has ever successfully opened. With copies of both keys and the security officer's fingerprints, they unlock the vault and step inside. To their relief, the weighing system does not react because their teammate below has already frozen it using nitrogen.
That's all of it.
The scale hasn't moved.
They begin their search and quickly find all 3 coins, but soon the ice begins to melt. As it melts, the weighing system starts to register changes in weight again. At that moment, James suddenly turns on them, holding them at gunpoint. He turns out to be a traitor. He demands the coins and reveals the truth. He was never truly on their side and is still working as an agent for the British Army.
Give me the coins, Lorraine.
What the hell does that mean?
Bring them to the British Embassy.
I thought you retired.
We never retire, Walter.
As the weight in the machine increases, water begins to flood the vault, and the door locks automatically. James, being an exceptionally skilled driver, manages to escape through the route where the water is flowing in, taking the coins with him. Meanwhile, Tom and Lorraine are trapped inside. They struggle to find a way out. Then Tom realizes something critical. The entire system operates based on weight. If the system can somehow be made to believe that the vault is already completely filled with water, it will automatically release the water. He quickly contacts his teammate below and instructs him to place all the nitrogen cylinders onto the weighing platform. The teammate follows his instructions. The plan works. The added weight from the cylinders tricks the system into thinking the chamber is full, and the water begins to drain out on its own. However, by now the security officer realizes that someone has entered the vault, and the entire force begins moving toward it.
Vamos, vamos, vamos!
When the vault door is finally opened, it is empty. Tom and Lorraine have already escaped through the same route the water was coming from. However, they are still inside the Bank of Spain, and escaping the building is their next challenge. Lorraine remembers that the chairman's office has a window that is usually left slightly open for smoking. The two rush toward it, but by now, the entire security force has surrounded the room. Everyone is certain that they are hiding inside. When the officers enter, they find the room empty. The security officer then notices that both of them have escaped through the window. He attempts to fire at them, but one of his colleagues stops him, pointing out the massive crowd gathered outside. With thousands of people present, firing a shot could hit anyone. Instead, he orders his soldiers to chase them. As the soldiers pursue them through the crowd, Tom and Lorraine quickly remove their outer clothes, blending in with the people around them and making it much harder to be identified. They are already wearing the same clothes as the crowd, Spain's team jerseys, which allows them to blend in completely. Even though the soldiers are still chasing them and getting close, everything changes in an instant when Spain scores the winning goal in the FIFA World Cup final. The entire crowd erupts in celebration. The excitement becomes so overwhelming that the soldiers cannot move forward at all. Taking advantage of the chaos, Tom and Lorraine manage to escape. Meanwhile, James reaches a senior officer with the 3 coins. An expert is already present to decode the coordinates hidden within them. As the decoding begins, they quickly identify a location. The GPS first points to Europe, then to France, and finally to Paris. At this moment, the officer working with James realizes something is wrong. She already knows Walter and recalls a past conversation where she had mentioned that she had never seen the Eiffel Tower. Walter had told her that she should visit it someday. This makes her realize that the next coordinates will also point to the Eiffel Tower, confirming that the coins are fake. And that is exactly what happens. The scene then shifts to Walter and his team. Lorraine reveals that she had switched the coins, following Walter's instructions. Walter explains that he had always suspected James, which is why he asked Lorraine to replace the real coins with fakes.
How did you manage to switch out the coins?
What do you think?
I was there the whole time. I didn't see anything.
No one noticed because of her exceptional skill. They then decode the real coordinates. This time, the location points to London. As they narrow it down further, they identify the exact spot where the treasure is buried, leaving everyone stunned. 1 month later, Lorraine is seen entering the Bank of England in London, implying that the treasure lies beneath it. With this revelation, the story comes to an end, leaving the adventure open to what might happen next. So that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really supports us and helps us create more amazing content. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.